Hey everybody, Profe Javi here, and today we are talking about the second section in this book, which is all about, you guessed it, field ontologies. So in the introduction of this book, it's asserted that rhetoric at its core is of and about the conditions of being. So in case there's anybody who's approaching this with maybe a bit of an unclear definition of the terms, you might be asking yourself, hey, what exactly is ontology? Luckily for you, I'm making a video about that right now. So while methodology concerns itself with the systematic approaches to gathering data, ontology concerns itself more with the representations of that data, meaning ontology looks at what the data is about and uses that as the basis for structuring and understanding that data. Place, coupled with experience, influences the way that we understand and talk about things. That, in turn, influences the way that we perceive and shape the place. It's all very cyclical, very cool. So the essays in this section give a really good overview of a couple different ways that this can be applied in your own work. All three of them call for broadening our perspective of fieldwork away from simple data collection, integrating and in some cases probably even desegregating the data from lived experiences. This is not only important for understanding the subjects that we research, but for talking about them in ways that are actually reflective of their lived experiences. In the Belonging to the World essay, this is achieved with an emphasis on what they call the mundane aesthetic and its relationship to rhetorical practices in their work. The text states, "The mundane aesthetic orientation of rhetorical fieldwork provides standpoints that allow rhetoricians, how do you say that?
Rhetoricians.
That allow rhetoricians to attend to how a host of living and non-living entities shape these patterns, how we might actively work with the world to encourage patterns to emerge in particular ways, and how, so attuned, we can learn to trust what we become from what we do." They contend that the resulting data, the text that they made, are actually traces of the innumerable material relationships of all of those little things in everyday life. In their case, wind across the microphone, the shifting bodies, talk about a broken septic line. The idea that rhetoric occurs from all of these little interactions that shape our everyday experiences. So this all helps you achieve that concept of attunement, or aligning oneself with the context of what they're researching.
I see you.
And I hear you. Yes!
So it helps you be an honest reflection of that community. It's something that I've definitely utilized in my own work and in my position as a museum curator. For instance, this is the journal that I kept on me for my 2-year-long oral history project, and in it, I wrote down every little detail that I could remember. Stuff like, what did their home look like? What did it smell like? What were the pictures on their walls? Did they have pets? Did they have grandkids there? So when we went through and designed an exhibit that reflected this project, it was essential to reflect some of those spaces that emerged as areas of importance within the family, within the home, and within the culture. So any research that you do, especially if you want it to be honest, should not only represent what it is that you're researching, but should ideally emerge from it. And to reach this attunement, a strong foundation in field ontologies is essential.